Good afternoon, everyone. Will everyone please rise, take off all non-religious and non-graduational headwear, and please recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please remain standing for our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Students, teachers, administration, family members, and distinguished guests. First, I just want to congratulate the greatest class ever, class of 2017! My name is Joseph Cho, and I've had the pleasure of serving as Wilcox's ASB president this year. But to most of you, parents included, I'm just another person that speaks before your child graduates. This graduation, we have one objective, and that is to celebrate. High school graduation is just one of the many accomplishments that we will achieve in our lives. But if anything, if these long, intense, and often difficult 4 years have taught us anything at all, it is that we should celebrate victories at every chance we get. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate with friends, with family, and even with strangers, because why not? Class of 2017, we have made it this far. We deserve to celebrate. Congratulations.
Hello everyone, I'm Tor Schubert, your senior class president. Before I begin, I would like to quickly thank the very special people in my life. My girls, the All Boys, my Pinkberry squad, my Oop squad, my Gamma team, and my Cat Mizuni. And especially my brother, my sister, my mom, and my dad, who have pushed me to be the best version of myself. You are my warmth, my love, and my paradise. And now, I hold great honor in presenting you the graduating class of 2017. Today, we celebrate success. After 4 years of laughs, tears, and everything else in between, we stand here today to say that we made it. Our individual successes transcend past our individual accomplishments. The success is definitely ours today. The students who spent days and nights, backs bent, and eyes fixed to be here today. It is also our parents, loving family members, and friends' success. They became our biggest supporters and pushed us to our brinks. Finally, it is our teachers and staff success. They have spent countless hours working to influence us to be the people that we are today. This is for all of us. People often try to sum up high school in one word. It is described as memorable, unpredictable, treacherous, incredible, tiresome, influential, special, connected, stressful, and unforgettable. However, the beauty of high school lies in the underlying fact that high school is none of these, yet all of these at the same time. Each of these descriptions would not function without the existence of the others. Your high school experience cannot be memorable without the unpredictability of your friends and your actions. It cannot be influential without the connected stress that all students face in the pursuit of finding their identity as a person. And the tiresome nights will always be special and unforgettable in a very ironic way. We're heading into a world that functions identically. Above all, Chargers are diverse. In fact, when people ask how Wilcox is different from other high schools, I tell them that there is no place with such a wide variety of individuals from different socioeconomic, political, and cultural areas. I look around and I see hundreds of different faces. That is what makes Wilcox so beautiful. Here, I stand on this oak wood carved podium in the center of thousands of cheering, ecstatic, and reminiscing families and friends. In the gentle mix of coral and primrose hues of a summer sunset, the radiating heat warms our black hats and gowns, or not. On this graduation day, I stand here as Wilcox High School's first female, Muslim, hijab-wearing senior class sergeant. Throughout my journey as a leader, an organizer, and a president, my life became less about being the same and more about being different. This wouldn't have been possible had Wilcox not been so accepting, so open, and so diverse. I want you to take a quick trip to the first day you were here at Wilcox. We entered as freshmen, naive and unaware of what to expect in those first moments. We walked aimlessly about the campus that seemed so huge to us then. From freshman year onward, we've been through a lot. Those intense moments of studying to the countless times you asked us, is there anything else to do other than fluff tissue paper, when that stack seemed absolutely endless. Those moments with your friends when you laugh so hard you feel like you're getting a six-pack, your eyes get watery, and you can't seem to care about who's watching you. That day where we actually got up at 6:30 just to watch the sunrise together, because it mattered. The moments of utter fatigue and disgusting stickiness throughout your body during fantastics or a sporting game, but pushing through, exhorted by the sheer excitement of the crowd. That feeling of unity when you perform the perfect array of notes that echo through the gym walls during a rally or a concert. That clutch feeling when you wrote the best journalism article you've ever written, 3 hours before deadline. That fresh feeling under the bright Friday night lights to the rushed, scrambled assignments throughout SSR. The hours spent perfecting sound systems, spotlights, and acts across the sleek black theater stage. Or that time you accidentally dropped an egg in champs and your light flashed before your eyes. The campus became small to us, yet it carried all of these amazing gifts, opportunities, and ultimately a place for happiness within it. I want you to go back to those last 5 seconds of float building, where you step back in panic and a rush to find yourself calmly saying, "We did it." Now, I want you to bring yourself back to today. The day you can truly magnify saying, "We did it." Woo! But, is there something further to our potential? Prophet Muhammad's cousin said, "You presume you are a small entity, but within you is enfolded the entire universe." In the eyes of the universe, we are insignificant. A dot-sized pluck of light in the midst of hundreds of other planetary systems. Yet, how can we deem ourselves insignificant when we are a world's creators, innovators, and designers? We are greater than our sports, our activities, our spirit, and our academics. Indeed, our minds have taught us much more than we can see, even through a telescope. We learn perseverance through our sports, dedication through our activities, love through our spirit, and patience through our academics. They have instilled in us potential and the entire universe's power at our disposal. When you walk through these halls, you see all that you were, all that you sought to be, and what you are. As you walk through these halls for the very last time, I dream that you see all you can ever be, because within you is an entire universe of potential. Within you is an entire system working to perfect your every move. What will your next one be? Whatever it may be, follow that heartbeat telling you, I did it. Our influence, our potential, and our success do not stop at spirit, or sports, or activities, or academics. Instead, we are part of the instruments needed to create a symphony of aspiration, of change, and of innovation. Here's when they say that all good things come to an end. I'd say, greater things are yet to come. It's been an honor and pleasure to serve as your senior class president this year.
Good evening, parents, families, teachers, faculty, and classmates. We are now at the end of another chapter of our lives, on the cusp of the next era of our education. We have reached the pinnacle of our high school career, despite often being challenged by the exhausting struggles of high school, like sports, finals, and the countless school activities many of us participated in. These past 4 years are bursting at the seams with memories of fun and friendship. The stresses and joys that we have shared together exemplify the greatest qualities of this class of 2017 and the Charter community as a whole, namely our dedication, selflessness, and ambition. Amongst this extraordinary group of students are exceptional leaders of teams and organizations, nationally recognized athletes and scholars, and the valuable, hard-working individuals who form the backbone of the prestige of our class. However, our success is not solely our own achievement. We would not be here today were it not for the daily sacrifices of our parents, who have devoted the last 18 years of their lives to shaping us into the incredible young adults we are today. Our teachers, who guided and supported us through the arduous journey of high school, giving us the tools we will need to blaze our own trail through life. And the wonderful Wilcox staff, who created a community of kindness and respect, allowing us to grow into the cooperative, enthusiastic, and intelligent individuals that will lead society to new frontiers. Congratulations to you all for achieving this goal 18 years in the making, this momentous occasion. As the valedictorian of the class of 2017, I am honored to have this opportunity to bid you all a final farewell. Although we all have journeyed together on a common road, we are now at the bustling crossroads where we enter the realm of adult life. Each of us will take our own path as our dreams and aspirations take us down different roads. Some of us are continuing our schooling in college or university. Some are joining the military or entering the workforce. But regardless of when you decide to end your schooling, whether it be now, in 4 years, or many years later, I implore you, never end your education. The author Mark Twain once said, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." While I like the spirit of this quotation, I feel that it's a bit harsh towards schooling. So I would rather say, don't let schooling limit your education. Schooling is a formal type of education, given in classrooms, lecture halls, and labs. Schooling is limited to a set number of required classes, each with a fixed curriculum. Education, on the other hand, is so much bigger. Don't be restricted to the options we're given to further our education. Find other avenues to continue your learning. With the internet at our fingertips, we have unlimited access to a wealth of knowledge that no other generation has ever had. There are articles, magazines, online courses that cover any topic imaginable. All I ask you to do is explore. And if you ever feel overwhelmed by this abundance of information, follow the example of Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. When in doubt, go to the library. I understand that for many of us, education has become synonymous with schooling, with all of its baggage. Many of us have forgotten the simple joy of learning, buried under the weight of projects, presentations, and tests. So as you leave for the next leg of your journey, remember not the stressful midterms. Remember not the intensity of finals week. Remember not the grueling 3-hour AP test. Instead, remember that feeling when a math concept just clicked. Remember that feeling when you applied your physics knowledge to a project and it actually worked. Remember that feeling when you created something with your own hands in your ceramics or art classes and it was better than what you could have ever imagined. Remember that feeling when you carried out a chemistry lab and you actually created those unpronounceable compounds that seem to only exist in the pages of a textbook. That feeling, whether you felt it in a math class, or a science class, or an art class, or a history class, or an English class, is the true value of learning. That feeling is the education, the learning, hidden beneath the often unappetizing layer of schooling. Now imagine that feeling unrestrained in all of its glory. This is what awaits you in the rest of your life. Pursue that feeling. Chase it with every fiber of your being. Use all the resources that are available to you and find your passion. That thing that you need to do. That thing that excites you. That thing that makes you wake up in the morning and say, I'm so glad that I get to do this today. Then dive into that passion and explore every nuance of it. Let it fill your mind and soul. This passion is what will give your life meaning. Not the grades you earn or the money you make. This passion is the why of your existence. And if you feel that you have explored your passion to the ends of the earth, then go back to the beginning and find a new one. Never allow yourself to believe that you have learned everything you need to know or will ever want to know. Don't learn for the sake of others or for the sake of a class. Learn for the sake of learning itself. As Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish. Keep exploring, and your life will be all the more fulfilling for it. Your schooling may be over now or later, but for all of us, no matter what we do, where we go, or who we become, learning is forever.
I would like to be the first to congratulate you all on the successful completion of your high school career. You've worked hard to be sitting here today. After successfully navigating elementary and middle school, you've made it here to your graduation day from Adrian C. Wilcox. Each of you has an individual story to tell that led you to this point, all 451 of you. You should be so very proud of your story, whatever it may be, because it led you here to this day. This is the end of one important chapter of your story. It is also a great beginning to the next chapter that you will write and has a wide open ending. Reaching this significant milestone in your life, your high school graduation, is a great testament to your character. One of the greatest coaches of all time, John Wooden, once said, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think that you are." The paths that led you to this point were not easy. Reaching this milestone was not simply handed to you. You have overcome setbacks, persevered in the face of challenges, and grown as individuals, and you have done this all while demonstrating tremendous character. Earning the opportunity to be sitting here at Fitzpatrick Field on June 9, 2017 is a testament to your character. But it is only a part of the bigger story that you are still creating. Here at Wilcox, you have had endless opportunities to live out our motto of being Charger Strong. During your time here, you have learned lessons big and small. Some of those lessons were learned in the classroom. Some of those lessons were learned out on the field or on the court. More of those lessons were learned at lunch, between classes, or after school. The opportunity you have here to reflect and learn has helped create and shape your character. Every graduate sitting here is an example of a person who is Charger Strong. This is more than just a motto. It is more than painted words in a hallway or printed words on a poster. Every day, as I walk around campus, I see examples of you all living what it means to be Charger Strong. Charger Strong is demonstrating the integrity, responsibility, and perseverance both in and out of the classroom to help you earn the diploma that we sit here celebrating today. Charger Strong is celebrating diversity through assemblies, lunchtime activities, clubs, and in the ways in which you all interact and appreciate each other every single day. Charger Strong is caring for the environment and for your school. It is being conscientious, reusing and recycling. It is picking up after yourselves and others to ensure that Wilcox and this world are places that future generations can enjoy just as you did. Above all, being Charger Strong is a piece of your character that you will take with you onto the next part of your journey. You are a contributing member of this Charger community, and these qualities will serve you well in your next endeavor, whether it takes you to higher education, the military, or the workforce. As you continue writing your own story after you leave the field today, remember that your character is important. Your character is who you are as a person. It is what you think, what you feel, and how you behave. I sincerely hope that each and every one of you embraces what you have learned here at Wilcox, what you have learned about being Charger Strong, and it is something you will carry with you as you write the next chapters of your stories. Before I officially certify you as the class of 2017 as graduates of Wilcox High School, I'd like to recognize and thank those who have helped each of you on the path that led you here today, those that have helped make this success possible. Some have indirectly supported you on your journey, while others have had a direct hand in your successes. First, to our school board members, thank you for guiding and supporting our students through their careers in SUSB. Graduates, in a few minutes, you will have the opportunity to personally thank these board members who are with us today, as they will be presenting you with your diplomas. Would everyone please join me in welcoming and appreciating our school board president, Andy Ratterman. Board Vice President, Noelani Kroll-Hunt. Board Member, Dr. Michelle Ryan. Board Member, Howard Gonzalez. And Board Member, Mark Richardson. Secondly, to our school district office staff, who work tirelessly to make sure all students and staff have what they need to be successful in the classroom every day. Thank you for joining us here this evening to honor our graduates. Would everybody please join me in welcoming and appreciating our Superintendent, Dr. Stan Rhodes. Assistant Superintendent of Student Support Services, Andrew Lucia. And our Coordinator of Health and Wellness, Dr. Ben Gonzalez. Next, to your amazing, supportive, and endlessly dedicated Wilcox staff who helped shape your character during these last 4 years. Please join me in recognizing and appreciating our amazing Wilcox staff and teachers for all they've done for you. And lastly, to your parents, your families, and your friends, join me in recognizing and appreciating those who are by your side, supporting and guiding you each step of the way. Class of 2017, you've studied and achieved. You've demonstrated that you are capable of accomplishing anything you put your mind to, and that you have great character. You have demonstrated that you are Charter strong. I am confident that you will take what you have learned here at Wilcox out into the world and make it a better place for you and for generations to come. I'd like to congratulate you on a job well done. You've earned this, the title of a high school graduate. Before we read the names of each and every Charger who has earned a diploma, I would like to pay tribute to one member of the senior class who is no longer with us, but who will be graduating with us today in spirit. KK Wong. KK lost her valiant battle with cancer earlier this school year. Would everyone please join me in a moment of silence honoring KK Wong this evening? Thank you. Members of the board, I certify that these students have completed the study set forth of the Board of Education of the Santa Clara Unified School District and have earned their diplomas. I present to you the class of 2017.
Nikhil Gupta.
Taya Michelle Campbell.
Tamara Rob Juba.
Francisco Javier Castellanos.
Joseph Joe.
Brian Castillo.
Daniela Abrigo Ibarra.
Eric Castro Ortega.
Betty Adami.
Luis Lynn Cacabay.
Nathan Agarwal.
Zachary Thomas Lucero Cervantes.
Isaac Aguilar Jr.
Nikita Chandrasekhar.
Michaela Aguinida.
Tracy Chang.
Safa Alam.
Rohan Chaudhry.
Guadalupe Alonso.
Brian Chen.
Basma Hamid Altinimi.
Carice Chen.
Odalis Alvarez.
Jacqueline Chen.
Jessica Hancock.
Jean Kang Chen.
Ashley Lynn Anderson.
Flora Chung.
Travis Al.
Reina Soledad Chicana Valdez.
Jonathan Arriaga Mendoza.
Kevin Richard Chitwood.
Frida Asaf.
Hara Chowdhury.
Adrian Ayala.
Sarah H. Chu.
Jonathan Chicado Acevedo.
Johanna Faith Castillo Chua.
Darius Bado.
Manjinder Singh Chin.
Elizabeth Maria Baker.
Gabriella Bridget Clark.
James Boldinger.
David Bruno Collin.
Chelsea Banos.
Daja Renee Conlon.
Alyssa Noel Barkin.
Jasmina Densby.
Denise Trinidad Barragan.
Alyssa Crawford.
Nathan Bassett.
Evelyn Cruz.
Michaela Andrea Jose Bataclan.
Kevin Graham.
Caleb K. Baladas.
Hijita Jessica.
Roshara Louise Bell.
Elsie Marissa Davila.
Amanda Bilon.
Christine Carlos de Jesus.
Zaira Benitez Mendina.
Andrew A. Bertinger.
Gail Gavetsu.
Jonathan Dominic Dewey.
Gabrielle Marie Burkamp.
And Marie Rivera Dale.
Kaya Baker Bird.
Yuvraj Singh Dillon.
Donya Muriel Bishop.
Shashank Hitesh Dalakia.
Kenneth Adam Blow.
Shashir Hitesh Dalakia.
Emily Bokinomi.
Jonathan A. Dizon.
Zachariah Burdett.
Keenan Keon Doe.
Delana Sarah Butt.
Alan Dabashi.
Christian Kaliba.
Joy Dahl.
Ryan Donovan.
Chanel Monique Gil Hernandez.
Grant Allen Doran.
Shannon Anand Gokul.
Kevin Philip Downey.
David Gomez.
Matthew Duan.
Maria Isabel Gomez Sepulveda.
Jake Austin Derocha.
Vanessa Renee Gonzalez.
Jose Enrique Elias Zaragoza.
Ariana Gonzalez.
Stephen Ingle.
Giovanni Gonzalez.
Roberto Enriquez.
Laura Elizabeth Gonzalez.
Wendy Amai Escoza Cruz.
Muriel Alexander Gonzalez.
Ivan Espinosa.
Zuli Melissa Gonzalez.
Marcos Tomas Espinosa.
Sitlali Claret Gonzalez Rosales.
Athena Gabrielle Espinosa Manuel.
Robert McCary Goodman.
Amanda Dolores Escobar.
Justice Andrea Greco.
Catherine Danielle Evans.
Nicholas Joseph Prison.
Tiffany Ann Farmer.
Taranjeet Singh Gudre.
Aiden Nobuo Fall.
Kaylee Noeli Guerra Martinez.
Aoife McNamee Fall.
Ankur Gupta.
Selena Fang.
Jake Guzman.
Roman Tyler Fernando.
Francisco T.J. Ha.
Hezekiah Kali Finifuriaki.
Jeremy Ha.
Christian Fitzpatrick.
Helmira Halmamat,
Alexander Flores,
Brittany Nicole Hart,
Andrew Daniel Duarte Flores,
Christian James Hartley,
Courtney Christine Frost,
Ala Nidal Hassan,
Jesus Ernesto Fritos,
Renee Kim Helfert,
Shreya Gad,
Israel Matthew Hernandez,
Noah J. Gallegos,
Richard David Herrera,
Richard Elias Gallegos,
Hagen H. Hildebrandt,
Nicholas Sterling Ganda,
Zachary Hill,
Alexis Garcia,
Alice Huang,
Juliana Feja Suarez Garcia,
Brandon Kyle Hoagland,
Leilani Alina Garcia,
Tatiana Horoscope,
Oscar Gerardo Garcia,
Daniel Howe,
Tanya Garcia Dubon,
Brian Charles Pickle,
Stephanie Giselle Garcia Hernandez,
Juan Huzar Gutierrez,
Eduardo Garcia Oya,
Samiha Amira Hussein,
Fernando Garcia Oya,
Daniel King,
Mario Andrew Gentle,
Tyree Leon Jackson,
Samantha Gentry,
Aditya Jangid,
Syed Gori,
Trisha Ann Zhao,
Rodrigo Padon Sanchez,
Leo Brian Mapanao,
Joanna Jiang,
Nathaniel Kim Marcello,
Emily Johnstone,
Ali Marichek,
Paige Marie Jones,
Alexis Martinez,
Shruti Kamath,
Ubaldo Chibi Martinez Flores,
Joyce Khan,
Darcy Jean Massey,
Karimpreet Kaur Khan,
Ian Matthews,
Ramya Kantraj,
Rayvon Jamonte Matthews,
Apeksha Kanini,
Bailey Maureen May,
Ryan Jonathan Kausner,
Angela Rose Mayer,
Amina D. Kelly,
Aiden James McBride,
Jeremy William Kennedy,
Emiliano Medina,
Maya Kerr,
Janet Christina Medlin,
Vijay Kaka,
Alicia Mendirata,
Anand Khan,
Mahisha Shereen Mushafi,
Nicholas Kibalov,
Vanessa Mejia,
Brian Taiwan Kim,
April Jaylene Margarejo,
Rachel Pinot,
Reina Alexis Jocelyn Mercado,
Michael John Collins,
Saba Mohammed,
Emma Frida,
Abdullah Ibrahim Mohammed,
Linus Kung,
Abdul Samad Sajjad Mohammed,
Harrison Derek Kwok,
Priyam Mohanty,
Neha Laka,
Sochi Michelle Moncada Tipper,
Debbie K. Lam,
Ishita Manga,
Jonathan Joseph Lamotte,
Alexia Danielle Montano,
Caitlin Lee,
Joseph Morales,
Yuan Lee,
Justin Analicia Morales,
Melissa Ryan Lindbergh,
Jennifer Morales Fierros,
Terry Elario Lira,
Cyan Marlene Munoz,
Brianna Judith Lopez,
Lisa Moran,
Janet Carolina Lopez,
Abe Marion,
Lisbeth Lopez,
Fernanda Navarrete Guerrero,
Luz Elena Lopez.
Esmeralda Jacqueline Navarro.
Samantha Ashley Lopez.
Dylan Gabriel Newman.
Ariana Jane Leperso.
Shavira Angela Newman.
Nathan Louis.
Davis No.
Kathy Luz.
Janet No.
Vincent Luan.
Alexander Keen Nguyen.
Larissa Brady Macaranas.
Amanda Lee Nguyen.
Alexis Dave Alapato Manalesi.
Tom Nguyen.
Christine Hongquen Nguyen.
Isaiah James Pedrosa.
Cindy Chan Nguyen.
Alondra Pena.
Cindy Nguyen.
Michelle Renee Corina Pengresi.
Hong Beck Nguyen.
Megan Cecilia Penman.
Jennifer Mai Nguyen.
Daniel Antonio Perales.
Jonathan Sang Nguyen.
Evelyn Perez Amperin.
Jonathan Platien Nguyen.
Eric Fan.
Kevin Nguyen.
Andrew Fan.
Theodora Tienlok Nguyen.
Christine Plummer.
William Tran Nguyen.
Brianna Caitlin Plowman.
Madeline Nguyen Acosta.
Alondra Aylin Pompa.
Sarah Michelle Norris.
Derek Scott Porter.
Tyler Elaine Music.
Takashi Thomas Quinlan.
Svea Christine Oates.
Hiba Navid Ramatula.
Lulu Julio Ocampo.
Rohan Romani.
Brennan Riley Fan Owen.
Alexis Ramirez.
Cecilia Olivera Mendoza.
Diana Ramirez.
Alex Alejandro Orozco.
Giancarlo Ramirez.
Brady Robert Old.
Olivia Ramirez.
Emily Miyaguchi Ola.
Antonio Gilberto Rangel.
Luigi Odespieta Mercado.
Luis Mariano Raposo.
Anthony Ortiz Flores.
Michael Luis Razo Navarrete.
Pamela Osigera.
Kelsey Elizabeth Reagan.
Brendan Christopher Ozarek.
Kira Raymond.
Sylvia Kathleen Polaris.
Shannon Elizabeth Riley.
Roberto Jesus Palos.
Maizay Jacon Renti.
Aditi Pandey.
Carla Rico.
Abhijit Parampali.
Rianne Kelsey Riego de Diaz.
Jen Pop.
Jared Adam Rigby.
Braden Pollen.
Alyssa Ann Ryrie.
Angelica Pastor.
Cecilia Rivas.
Hubert Cristobal Pascual.
Dennis Esparza Rivera.
Tobiah Marshall Passett.
Kinsey Shea Robertson.
Bhumi Bharatbhai Patel.
Carlos Rocha.
Bijan Bipin Patel.
Ana Sofia Rodriguez.
Radhika Patel.
Misael Enrique Rodriguez.
Raghu Patel.
Victoria Gabriela Rodriguez.
Ruthi Patel.
Kevin Allen Rose.
Chad Alexander Payne.
Scott James Rose.
Jeffrey Benjamin Payne.
Taylor Francisca Salas.
Daniel Enrique Samana.
Alina Seika.
Kyra Samana.
Jeremiah Andrew David Strickland.
Samuel Samaro.
Rebecca Strong.
Diego San Martin,
Anthony Joseph Clemente Soralta,
Giselle Sanchez,
Vivek Sutar,
Lillian Sanchez,
Sharminar Saeed,
Paul Wesley Sanchez,
Akshat Tabasam,
Anissa Marie Santiago,
Mia Khalid Tablante,
Astrid Santos,
Alexis Ben Kalmaj,
Renee Lauren Santos,
Sione Tahopalele,
Kenta Alexander Sasakado,
Christina Trigo Telebrigo,
Tyga Sato,
Deborah Tespy,
Adriana Yesenia Salcedo,
Sephora Tespy,
Maha Saya,
Pradeep Gahesh Kanse,
Mona Nozomi Saya,
Ryan Foon Chiu,
Kayla Hua Schermeister,
Ka Tu,
Alisa Katsukian Stratton,
Desiree Jane Tillman,
John Hubo,
Aditi Tiramalai,
Stuart Lee Scalaro,
Lohara Sardina Toma,
Agnes Lauren Scurry,
Jonathan Whitman Tamaka,
Ryan Scott Cedric,
Wesley Tom,
Shalon Bobbin Shah,
Riva Rose Ramos Torrio,
Zoha Shams,
Albert Gong Tran,
Ariane Sharma,
Brandon Anyong Tran,
Neha Sharma,
Ethan Dong Tran,
Mianika Chet,
Han Kook Tran,
Julia Srivastava,
Kevin Tran,
Tanya Srivastava,
Kang Hee Vu Tran,
Saeed Shiram Sidai,
Kyle Tran,
Muhammad Atif Siddiqui,
Shane Tran,
Lusaida Silva,
Tiffany Nguyen Tran,
Walter Jesus Aguilera Silveira,
Salamasina Tukama,
Davenport Singh,
Kanani Valdez,
Diego Anthony Smith,
Gerardo Valencia,
Raven Aurora Smith,
Jessica Valencia,
Alilta Estefanus Solomon,
Leslie Giselle Valencia,
Habib Abdullah Sarakia,
Dalton Kwong Vandermolen,
Anu Shriha,
Annalise Vanderwart,
Aditya Sharan,
Juan Daniel Vargas Vidal,
Patul Srivastava,
Jaime Ubaldo Vasquez Ramirez,
Stephanie Venegas Cruz,
Omar Williams,
Anne Vera Cruz,
Kieran Blake Winningham,
Benjamin Alexander Villalpando,
Helen Yuri Wong,
Andy Vo,
Matthew Wayne Wong,
Justin Vo,
San Wong,
Kelly Lauren Voska,
Yi Yi Annie Shang,
Emily Vu,
Wei Shi,
Ashley Ryan,
Christina Fong Yi,
Darren Wang,
Marianne Rose Yi,
Susie Warner,
Jennifer Ye,
Theodore Emerson Weinberger,
Joelle Marie Jansen,
Jamaica Michelle West,
Roger Aiden Young,
Abigail Rose Wheaton,
Nicole Lynn Zeskowski,
Emmanuel Moran,
Isaiah Anthony Shabbat,
Elias Francisco Herrera.
Students, please rise for the alma mater.
and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2017.